Hey everybody! First of all, I have the hiccups, so sorry. Anyways, I have been craving baked goods. I know you're probably thinking, well, just go to a bakery then. One problem. So I go to bed extremely late. So by the time I wake up, bakeries are already closed or they're out of their baked goods. So I was trying to think and I thought, you know, Etsy has like everything. I know I've seen people selling cookies on Etsy. I'm pretty sure people sell baked goods. Well, in fact, I know this. And so I thought I'll order from a few different shops. I'll wait for them all to come to my house. We'll sit down and we'll try them. And we'll see if Etsy has more than just like good homemade arts and crafts. I know you're really excited, aren't you? I'm excited. Okay, let's go. But first, let's hear a word from today's sponsor, GlassesUSA.com. As many of you can tell, I am always wearing my glasses. Firstly, because I really can't see without them. And secondly, I'm a little bit insecure of my face, so I kind of like hiding behind a pair of glasses. And I mean, who doesn't like to accessorize their face, right? So by cutting out the middleman, GlassesUSA.com offers up to 10,000 prescription glasses and sunglasses at up to 70% off retail prices. They even have designer brands like Ray-Ban and Gucci, and they also have in-house brands like Muse. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really buy glasses that often. I mean, maybe like every 3 to 4 years I'll buy a new pair just because my glasses have been so expensive in the past. But at GlassesUSA.com, you can actually afford to buy a few pairs of glasses each year because they are actually that affordable. Now, as you can tell from their website, they have so many choices. And if you ever do feel a little overwhelmed, they actually have a quiz that you can take. It only takes about a minute and it will suggest the right pair of glasses based on your face shape and needs. Another thing that GlassesUSA.com has to help you pick out that perfect pair of glasses is their virtual try-on tool. I actually used this to figure out what glasses I wanted from their website. It was super helpful. It just really helped me decide if each pair of glasses was too big or too small for my face shape. So in addition to regular glasses, GlassesUSA.com also offers a collection of advanced blue light blocking lenses, and they also include glare prevention and UV blocking lenses. So GlassesUSA.com was nice enough to let me pick out 3 different types of glasses that I wanted. This first pair is a plastic tortoiseshell, and this is by their in-house designer brand Muse. And then I also wanted to get a thin black wireframe, and these are their Auto in black. And then the last pair I picked out are these Revel Clear. These are actually a pair of prescription sunglasses. I have wanted a pair of prescription sunglasses for so long now. It's so nice not to have to carry around a separate pair of sunglasses. Now I just have the perfect pair of prescription sunglasses. And if you'd like to check out any of the same styles I got or pick up a new pair of glasses yourself, make sure to check out GlassesUSA.com. I'll have a link in the description below.
You look like a friend.
So I literally spent hours trying to decide what I wanted from Etsy, but what I ended up ordering was one of these cinnamon babkas for $8. Then I also got a cherry turnover for $10. The photos on these weren't the greatest, but they had pretty good reviews. And I also got a pan of apple pie cinnamon rolls for $28. I've never had apple pie cinnamon rolls. Excited about those. And then the last thing I got is this pumpkin bread with cream cheese frosting for $10. I think this is the one I'm most excited about. So I ended up spending $56 on baked goods, and then shipping was an additional $26. I know, kind of a lot. So that brought my total to $82 of baked goods on Etsy. Okay, so I can't believe I literally just spent $80 on baked goods on Etsy. That is a lot of money. That's all right. I deserve a treat, right? Yeah. So the only thing is since they're baked goods, you know, you kind of want to eat them when you get them. So I'm hoping they all show up within a few days. Otherwise, I don't know, I might have to like freeze them or something. I don't know, I'll figure it out. You guys don't have to worry about that. I also ordered a few other things this week that I've been seeing advertised to me on like Instagram. Stuff that I've never like heard of or ever tried. So I'm also going to be showing you that stuff. Okay. Well, the next part of the video is me eating them. So hopefully they're here soon. But in your world, it's the same day. So the baked goods are already here. So let's go eat them. So as you guys can see, all of the Etsy stuff has finally arrived. I won't lie, it has been really hard not to eat the few things that came a few days before the others, but I did it. I didn't eat any of it. So something I think some of you know is that I have a huge sweet tooth. I seriously cannot go a day without eating sugar. I think I am honestly addicted to sugar. Some days all I eat is sugary sweet stuff. So as soon as I bought this stuff off of Etsy, Instagram was like, oh, I see you like sweet sugary baked items. Well, here's all this advertisement. Try and resist. I couldn't. So the stuff I got off of Instagram are things that I have never seen or like heard of anywhere, just really unique things. I love trying new things, especially when they're like sugary sweet stuff. Something I did notice that was kind of interesting about the Etsy baked goods is that maybe the photos online looked really good, but shipping something baked through the mail, you know, it gets tossed around a lot, and if you don't have it in the right like protective packaging, it is not going to turn up looking like it did in the photos. But you know what? It doesn't matter about the looks, right? It's what's inside that counts the most. So I'm sure it will still taste delicious, but let's finally try these baked goods, and let's start with the Etsy stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what to start with first. I think I'm gonna start with the cherry turnover because it looks a little underwhelming, and I'm gonna save the pumpkin bread for last because it truly looks the best and it's what I'm most excited about. So let's try this little cherry tart. Okay, so I think the filling in this, they definitely just use like a can of cherries, which is totally fine. But you know, if you've ever tried cherries out of just the can, you can almost taste like the metallic in the cherries from the can. I feel like you can kind of taste that in this. The crust looks like maybe it was flaky, like the outside edges are crispy, but the inside where I'm eating is definitely kind of soggy-ish. Maybe if I just try a little bit of the edge here. So the outside is like really buttery and flaky feeling. I'm gonna try just the crust. Oh wow, the crust is super good. You can really taste the buttery and it's smooth and it's not like super sweet. If they had a better filling, it would actually be pretty good. Sadly, that filling has a very kind of like cheap metallic taste. We're gonna move on to the next one. So next I'm going to do the apple pie cinnamon roll, I think is what it was called. Now this is different than a regular cinnamon roll because it actually has the apples of the apple pie filling stuffed in the cinnamon roll, which I've never had. In addition to the cinnamon rolls that they sent me, they also sent me this really big bag of cream cheese icing, and the cinnamon rolls actually came like 12 of them, I think. And the directions they had was that if you want to just freeze the ones that you don't eat. So I think that's why they put the cream cheese frosting in a bag, so then that way you can just kind of freeze the cinnamon rolls you don't want to eat now, as well as the frosting, and just use it as you eat the cinnamon rolls, you know? Okay, so let's try this. So my favorite part of a cinnamon roll is the very middle. I don't like the outsides because they kind of get a little bit drier. I like things like kind of soggy and mushy, like French fries from McDonald's. Ooh, I like the soggy ones. I don't like the crispy ones. So I'm also gonna put some of this on my plate, I guess. So yeah, the outsides definitely look a little bit drier, which is I feel like how most cinnamon rolls are. I kind of just want to try one of the apples. Oh my gosh, those are definitely homemade. That is not out of a can at all. I'm gonna have one more. Oh, that just tastes like Christmas and fall and cozy weather. Let's go. A bite with the apple and with the cinnamon roll. Okay, let's put an apple on here. I'm also going to put a little bit of the frosting. Have to have it all. Okay. That's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of a piece of apple pie, but instead of the crust being like thin like a pie crust, it's like a cinnamon roll. It's really good. And like the frosting goes perfect with it. It's like not too sweet. I really like the touch of apple in there. I kind of didn't know if I was going to like it or not, but it's like the perfect balance. Have you guys ever had an apple pie cinnamon roll? Moving on to the next one. So next I'm going to do the cinnamon, I can't remember what it was called. It kind of reminds me of like a cinnamon knot. It's got a crunchy edge, but I'm gonna go for it. This is so good. It's like buttery and flaky. The edge was crispy, but not like crunchy, you know? You can definitely taste the homemade quality to this. And then it has a little bit of those bigger pieces of sugar. So like, I love when you get like the crunch out of those, you know? So far, this is my favorite. Better than the cinnamon rolls. I love how you can like really see all the layers it has. It looks like they twisted this together. That piece I just had, the outside of it was like kind of crispy but not too crispy, and then the inside was like that gooiness that I love. Oh, that is so good. All right, so I'm on my last Etsy baked good, which is the pumpkin bread with the cream cheese frosting. I cannot wait to eat this. Just, if you weren't here, I probably would actually. I think I wanna go cut the end off and then have a slice in the middle. Ooh, it cuts really nice. Are you somebody who likes to put butter on your pumpkin bread? I like to put butter on it if it doesn't have like a cream cheese frosting. So I think this one, no butter. Gotta get a little bit of that frosting. I'm gonna go for this bite. I mean, it looks so soft and moist and delicious. That is so good. It's like the perfect amount of sweetness and pumpkin, and I think I can taste like molasses a little bit, and the cream cheese frosting is perfect. I think this is my favorite. It's very close with the cinnamon twist, but this is just what I was like craving the most, and it is totally satisfying that craving. I mean, I just ate the whole slice, and I will definitely eat a few more slices today. That was so good. So up next are a few things that I found on some different Instagram shops that were advertised to me, things I had just never heard of before. I really like tea. I have a big variety of like all different types of teas, and I kind of like more sweet, creamy milk teas. And this tea that I saw sounded right up my alley. I really like Thai iced tea with sweetened condensed milk in it. I love making that at home. So I think while I try some of the Instagram stuff, I'm going to make a tea because it does need to sit for 3 to 5 minutes. And while my hot water is boiling, let's try these other ones. So up next, I'm going to be trying something called granola butter, and it's pumpkin spice flavor. It's by a company called Oat House, and basically they make like peanut butter, but there's no peanuts in them, and it's made with oats instead. It says they're the world's first oat-based spread. So it's nut-free, it's soy-free, it's dairy-free, it's non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, kosher, and top 8 allergen-free. So I think if you really like peanut butter or almond butter, but you're allergic to nuts, this is kind of supposed to be in that same realm, but you can eat it because you won't be allergic. So let's give it a try. It says you should give it a good stir. So I got a spoon. It is kind of like a little gooey looking, a little bit runny. Oh, it's very thick. It says you can spread it, blend it, or drizzle it. So I'm just gonna eat it plain. It doesn't look the most pleasing, but it doesn't matter about the looks. It's all about the taste. So let's try it. It kind of tastes like the pumpkin bread I just had because they're both pumpkin, but the texture of it looks like it would be kind of gritty, but it's not. It's super smooth and creamy like a peanut butter. It kind of does have a slight peanut taste to it. This is really hard to describe. I've never really had anything like it. Like if somebody handed me a spoonful of this and was like, guess what this is made of? I think from the look, I would think chocolate, but it doesn't taste chocolatey. Basically what I could taste is cinnamon, nutmeg, and kind of pumpkin. I think that's coming from the nutmeg, and just that it's really smooth and creamy. I really like eating bananas with peanut butter. This might be good like that. And they have a bunch of different flavors you can try. I think they have like original and chocolate and vanilla. Definitely good. Kind of maybe like a unique gift idea or something like that. So next up are the two that I was the most excited about in the Instagram stuff. And these actually both come from the same company. It's called XO Marshmallow. And basically all they make is like things that look like ice cream or maybe a snack that you like, but it's made of marshmallows. And what really drew me to them was this one. It's supposed to look like a chocolate dipped ice cream cone, but it's all stuffed with marshmallow. And I think inside the cone, it's supposed to be like cookie dough ice cream, which this is brookie dough. So my family actually calls me Brookie, and I love cookie dough ice cream anyway, so I had to get this. But this is edible cookie dough with chunks of dark chocolate brownie. Oh yeah, it says it's a marshmallow cream. So it's kind of like that marshmallow cream that you get at the store, but it has chunks of dark chocolate and brownie in it, and cookie dough. So I think I'm gonna start with this, and then we'll save that one for last because I've never seen anything like that before. Oh, it says Made in Wonderland. That's cute. And the lid is see-through so you can see inside of it. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna go for what's on the lid first. This looks like a chunk of brownie. Oh my gosh. This is so good. It is incredibly sugary sweet. Wow. Okay, I have never had anything like this. Like ever. You know, like the marshmallow fluff that you can get at the store? It's like really thick and kind of gooey. This marshmallow fluff is like almost really light and airy. Like, it doesn't feel as heavy. And then the brownie pieces aren't like thick and heavy pieces of brownie. They almost are kind of like crumble in your mouth. I think it's because they're a little bit drier. Then the cookie dough pieces are more like cookie dough. But the brownies are really interesting. They are almost like a dry brownie. And it just kind of like dissolves in your mouth. This is so good. I mean, I could just keep eating this. This is really unique. It's much different than anything I've ever had before. Okay, now let's move on to the last edible item, and then I still have to go get my tea. It's pretty weighty. Oh my gosh. It's just like a little ice cream cone. So I think it's filled with what was similar to the one previous, except it just has pieces of cookie dough and then that marshmallow fluff. So let's try it. I was wrong. It's just like regular marshmallow, which is I think kind of supposed to look like vanilla ice cream. But this in here is a much thicker, basically just kind of seems like a regular marshmallow and then dipped in chocolate. The chocolate is really good. It's really like thin, but it's really smooth. Yeah, see, it's just like a marshmallow dipped in chocolate. I kind of want to see what's in the cone. Should I just bite it? Should I? Why not? Oh no! So it goes marshmallow, cookie dough, and then chocolate at the very bottom. So I think this bottom piece will actually be really good because it's probably the same chocolate, which is delicious. Oh wait. Wow. It's almost like a fudge at the bottom. I'm gonna go up higher because I think above this chocolate, maybe it's supposed to be like brownie, but that part tastes like fudge. Is cookie dough, it looks like it. Oh yeah. There's a big blob of cookie dough above this. So I would think this cookie dough probably tastes like the cookie dough that was just in the last one because they're made by the same company. So, yep, I think that's the same. It's really good cookie dough. What an interesting idea. So it was just a regular ice cream cone. The very bottom had like a fudgy chocolate, this part, and then they put edible cookie dough on top of that, and then on top of that, a marshmallow that looked like ice cream, and then they dip it in chocolate. It tastes really good. It's just, I'm not a huge marshmallow fan. I like the Brookie marshmallow fluff that I had before this because it had chunks of brownie and chunks of cookie dough in it. This is just a little bit too like, they're individual, they're not mixed together. Okay, so I just got my hot water off of the stove and it says to mix this with 1 cup of boiling water and then you let it sit for 3 minutes. Oh wow, that does not smell nor look like tea. It looks like spices, definitely not like tea. It's like all different colors, but I think that's probably because there's like the cream or the milk is mixed into it. So I'm just gonna dump the whole thing in, I guess. Wow, that is a lot. Oh, I see. It says you're supposed to strain it. Oops. So I'm just going to let this sit for about 2 to 3 minutes and then I will try it. So I'm always looking for new teas to try or like some new type of beverage or something that you mix together. I don't know. Again, I just really like trying new things. So when I saw this advertised to me on Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so good. Especially it's a small business, it's women owned, and they're out of San Francisco. So it has been about 3 minutes. So there's quite a bit of tea in here that needs to be strained out. It would be really chunky if I just drank it like this. So I think I'm going to strain this real quick. Okay, so I got most of the tea strained out. Weirdly, all of the tea just like sunk to the bottom of the cup and just kind of like hung out down there. So let's try it. It has a flavor in here that I feel like I've never tried before. It definitely tastes like a tea and it's a little bit sweet, but it also is slightly bitter. It says it's just made of whole milk powder, monk fruit sweetener, raw coconut sugar, and then black tea. So I think the bitterness is probably the black tea, and then it is a little bit sweet, and then it's kind of creamy. I mean, the closest I could compare it to that I've had is a Thai tea. I'm sure that it is not anything like that, but just compared to what I've had, it kind of reminds me of that because it's like really milky and creamy and sweet, but it is a little bit on the bitter side. Definitely a unique tea. It's just probably not my favorite. So now that I've tried everything, I wanted to decide what my favorites were. And I think out of the baked goods, probably the pumpkin bread with the cream cheese frosting was my top favorite out of everything. That is seriously some of the best pumpkin bread I have ever had. A close second was the cinnamon twist, almost as equally as good as the pumpkin bread. And then out of the things from Instagram, probably this brookie dough by XO Marshmallow. This was like just really unique, and I don't know, it's like a fun little thing to eat, you know? You don't really eat stuff like this on the daily. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like it's a little bit different than what I usually do. I don't really eat stuff and tell you guys what it tastes like, but I just really had a craving for some baked goods, and I've always wondered if Etsy's baked goods are as good as stuff you can get at like your local bakery. The only thing I'd say is what it looks like in the photo may not be how it ends up looking by the time it gets to your house and goes through all the mail, but it will probably still taste pretty good. I have to say it's definitely a little bit of a challenge eating things and trying to describe to you like what I'm experiencing and what they're tasting like, because I feel like to really get the full experience you need to taste it yourself, which you're not able to, but taste is a hard one. I am going to go eat some dinner now because after eating all this sugary stuff, my body's like, I need some real food. So on that note, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!